This is my mandala watercolor lesson for 5th and 6th grade. In this lesson, students will draw their design, transfer it to watercolor paper, trace with an alcohol marker, and paint the mandala in a color scheme of their choice. This is a mandala that I painted as an example, with radial symmetry and an analogous color scheme, and I'll show you how to make one. So lay down some tracing paper, and then I just used a round object. This is a bowl that I have lying around, and I traced around it with a pencil for my circle. After that, you'll fold the circle in half, being very careful to align the edges. Once you are completely sure that everything is aligned correctly, put a crease down in the middle and then slide out to the sides for a nice hard edge. I'm going to unfold really quick just to double check everything, and then I fold it again, making it into quarters. Once again, going to the corner or the middle with my thumb and then creasing out, and then folding it one more time, making it into eighths. Line it up correctly, push it down in the corner, and push out. Now if you unfold, you'll see that we have 8 perfect pieces of our little pie, and we can start designing. So starting in one of the little sections, start drawing your shapes. Within this little slice of pie, we're going to try to make our design symmetrical, so that way our entire circle has radial symmetry. The shapes that you choose can have personal meaning, or they can just be a little doodles. Just don't make it too complicated. At this point, we're going to fold the paper along the crease, so that way the design is showing through the back of the tracing paper. Through the paper, you can see your design, and just trace on the back side of the tracing paper. Then if we unfold, we'll see that we have not 1 but 2 triangles with the same design. Now that we have 1/4 of the circle filled out, we're going to fold it again. Choose a crease that touches the edge of the slice and fold down. Try to make sure everything's lined up. Crease it again if you need to, and then trace the whole design on the back once more, just like so. Once we unfold the paper, we can see that half the circle is already done, and we're going to fold it down one more time just to fill out the rest of the mandala. Make sure everything's aligned, crease it if you need to, and then get drawing. As you draw this same pattern over and over again, try to remember that the process of making art is just as important as the product. Remind yourself to enjoy the process. Try to have fun while you're making your mandalas. Mandala making is actually used as a meditative practice in a lot of cultures, and hopefully you'll see why. Now take your tracing paper. I just cut sort of roughly around the edges. I'm not too worried about getting it perfect, just getting it out of the tracing paper. Obviously don't cut inside your design. And then get out your watercolor paper. I tape mine down so that way it doesn't move. Place my tracing paper on top and also tape that down so it doesn't move. And then you're going to grab a sheet of transfer paper. This one has already been used a little, but we can still use it. Dark side down, put it underneath your design, and I like to secure it with the tape. After that, if you draw on top of your design, it will go through the transfer paper, and the dark stuff that we put down will show up on the watercolor paper below. So again, you're going to have to trace this entire design. But like I said, this is something that you can really enjoy. It's something that you can do to help relax. It's something that you can do to remind yourself why art is fun. Take off your transfer paper as well as your design. Hold on to it if you want. Now you're going to trace it one final time with the Sharpie. Remember, since this is an alcohol marker, it won't bleed, which makes it perfect for watercolor designs. With the mandala that I've already finished, you can see that it has an analogous color scheme, but for this one I'm going to use something different. Take an eraser and erase your pencil lines except for the circle, and then start painting. I decided to go with a primary color scheme for this one, and I think that this is a really good time to review and ask questions. Is this a primary color? Is this a secondary color? What kind of color scheme are you using? Think about your color scheme. Is it complementary? Is it split complementary? Is it analogous? Is it triadic? And think about why you're choosing those colors. Do they have any personal significance to you? Or are they your favorite colors or your favorite team's colors? Do they have anything to do with the shapes that you drew? Think about how you choose to place those colors around the mandala. As you paint, you can ask your table mates the same questions. Why are they doing what they're doing? Or are you just choosing things because they feel right and they feel good? Do they have a plan going in, or are they just winging it? Don't be afraid to experiment at this time. You can use your wet on wet techniques or your wet on dry techniques. You can make certain colors bleed into each other within some shapes. Have fun with it. At this point, I'm going to cut out my mandala. If you feel nervous or maybe not confident in your cutting skills, go ahead and ask me. I'm happy to help. You're just following along that pencil line and cutting it out. And so finally, those are my 2 finished mandalas. I really hope you liked this lesson, and thanks for watching. Bye!